Hello, author Sandy Young here. I did a post a few weeks ago about my book, A Legacy of Strength, My Story on Paper. And today I wanted to talk a little bit more about what my story is about. And what it starts with is the passing of my mom when I was 8 years old. She died unexpectedly, and part of my legacy is I am an only child, going from my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mom, and I, all only children, girls. And so with her passing, it also meant the death of my grandmother's only child. And for my dad, it was his beautiful young wife. So as a child, what happened was watching them grieve and mourn the loss of a wife and a daughter. As a child, I took that in and I noticed the pain that they were going through and the suffering. And so what I did then was I stuffed what I was feeling. I didn't show my emotions. If I cried, I did it while I was alone in my bed, because as a child, I didn't want to add to my grandmother's grief, to my father's grief. And so that's one of the things of where my story starts, is addressing that. Because as adults, we need to realize that children face all kinds of grief and loss. A divorce is a loss and a grief. A parent being incarcerated, a parent going into the military, a person who is has an addiction problem. A child is mourning the loss of what they wanted their parent to be. And a lot of times then, like I said, we stuff it. We keep within us that pain that we're feeling because we don't want to add to what our parent or loved one is going through. And so that's the next part in my book, that I really want to spread the message that when adults think a child is, oh, they're resilient, they'll be fine, it could be that that child is hiding everything. They're hiding their true feelings. They're not showing it. And so as adults, we have to realize we are saying, oh, children are resilient, but then is that just because we don't want to face that we could have inflicted pain and suffering on our child, or to a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, or a child that just represents a loved one to us, whatever their role in your life may be, or what your role is in their life. So it's very important that we look at that and we address it young, because otherwise what can happen is children can then develop unhealthy coping mechanisms, or someone comes into their life and introduces them to things that really they are not equipped or prepared for, but they embrace it because it's someone who's showing them love, affection, giving them words of affirmation, and providing a comfort and a healing, an unhealthy healing of sorts that really they think is a healing, but it's really not. It's just another trauma on top of what they've already experienced. So again, take a look at my book. If this resonates with you, please reach out to me. I am really wanting to connect with people and spread a message of the importance of addressing childhood grief and loss. And so, like I said, my story has lots of different messaging, and this is just the first part of what that messaging will be. Stay tuned, because in my next post, I will be talking more about another type of trauma that can happen to a young adult. And so again, I appreciate your time and listening to me. Again, my name is Sandy Young, author of A Legacy of Strength, My Story on Paper. You can go to my website, www.authorsandyyoung.com, so you can purchase the book there. It's also available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. So thank you so much.